Hello lovely people, this video probably is going to be the last one. I think it's going to be part 3 when we're going to be installing these Fatal Pro mid-ranges in the corners of the dash. So fortunately for me is that everything is almost kinda done. The only thing is left is just a test fit and fit them in properly and test them. So in this video, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna take an impedance graph in free air, we're gonna take impedance graph while they're in there, and then we're gonna take RTA measurements. Now, if you saw the previous video when I did install this stereo integrity subwoofer in the front, I did say and mention that the spray foam that I use there, I will be using it for the mid-ranges as well because there's quite big gaps and I need to fill them in. I did fill them in as much as I could. I cut what I really don't need. I have a little bit here as well, so I'm just gonna put a black something here and the cover, and you won't be able to see anything because what we want to do is to prevent the back wave of the sound coming into the front. So the only way it will come is through the dash and down and somewhere there, and at that point it's not gonna be a problem. I did fill these vents with the foam as well, and in there as well the vent that goes into that part, so that is closed. The sound is not gonna come out through anything, it's just gonna be through there. Now if you watched the previous install videos of these mid-ranges, you saw that I did measure them, and one of them, that side, wasn't measuring as good as this one. So now we're gonna see and compare if they're gonna measure any better. I didn't film anything how I do this just because I really didn't have any time, and to be honest, there's nothing to film because nothing really changed. The only thing that I did is I filled in all around with body filler. There was quite a lot of sanding, and then I put this material on top. I know everybody's gonna ask because when I posted a picture on Facebook, everybody was asking as well. So let me show you and let's talk about this. With this material, I did both of these pods and I did both pillars as well. So this material is from AliExpress, from China, and it depends on the seller. It's gonna be called Fox Suede, or even if you enter Alcantara on AliExpress, you're gonna find it. It comes in various different colors and in various different sizes. I cannot comment about the longevity because some people say that if they're gonna be on the dash after half a year in sunshine, the sun is gonna bleach it out and it's gonna lose the color. Maybe, I have no idea. However, for the price, I cannot recommend it enough. It is a very cheap product, very easy to work with, and to me, it looks quality. Now, I never work with actual real Alcantara, but for that, it's super expensive. You need some kind of adhesive, and this one, it has adhesive in the back, so itself, there we go, just like that. You see, it's sticky. Now, this adhesive, it's bloody strong. If you stick this to itself, you won't be able to peel it off like this. Like, you need extreme amount of force to peel it off because I did mess it up a few times and it's really difficult. So the adhesive, it is strong. It is a thick material. It stretches a little bit in all 4 ways, not too much, but a little bit. It was perfectly fine to stretch it into like these. You can see this shape that I have. To be honest, it's nothing, it's just an indent, but you can see it doesn't peel off or anything. I really like it. I did both pillars in this material as well. You can see there, it's not unsticking anything. So the only thing I kind of messed up is that this material, it has like a side. If you brush it one side, it becomes glossy, and to the other side it becomes matte because it's like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's like a fur or anything, but it does have a direction. And with these pillars, what I did, both of these pillars wrapped in different directions. So this one, you can see changes, and this one doesn't. If I go up, this one changes. If I go up, this one didn't. So what I did, basically, I did one pillar one way, and I did the other pillar the other way. So I didn't mess it up. I could redo it, but I'm not gonna because it's gonna be fine. So with this pillar, the only thing that I did, I added some deadener just for the weight, not for any absorption properties. And you can see this material, it does wrap up around just like that, and it does stick, it does stay. After a while, that glue kind of dries out, and I'm not sure if you will be able to peel it off. The good thing about it, like all the corners and everything, I don't know if I will be able to show you which corner. Maybe this one, if it's gonna focus. Like, it's very easy to make any seams blend, because what I did with this, I just took this, glued it together, and then with a very sharp knife, cut it off. So even the corners look kind of okay. So this material, it is a little bit thick, and working with scissors, come on. Working with scissors is very difficult to cut it. So what I use is a razor blade that slices through it very good, but with scissors, I'm surprised that it is difficult to cut. In regards to the price, I got this one, this whole roll, which is, I think, 50 centimeters wide and 3 meters long. So it's very big. It's 25 pounds. So it's like 35 bucks or something. And it's gonna last me ages. I really, really like it. Now, again, as I mentioned, cannot comment about the longevity, about the fade of the color or anything. But like, if you have it in the boot, especially when you have different colors, green, blue, red, whatever you want, I would highly recommend at least to try it for the price. It has adhesive already. You don't need any glue. Just peel it off, stick it on, and have it. I did my steering wheel with this. Somebody already mentioned that I would need to make some slits because of the airbag, so probably yes, I will need to do that. What did I do? Man, it's a bit messy in here. I did this part, which you can see all around. It does look nice when you cut it properly. And I did the handbrake as well, and it still holds. I don't know, it's been what, 3-4 months or so, probably a bit more, and it's still fine. It doesn't unstick, it doesn't unpeel. Like, yes, I do have like this corner here, maybe a little bit more work would be needed, but I think it's gonna be fine. So enough about that material. Let's talk about this. I did make these grills and I don't like them myself, and people don't like it on Facebook as well. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep them, or I'm just gonna leave it bare like this, or I'm gonna have something else. I'm not sure. In regards to fixing this thing to the pillar, nothing really changed. We do have one hole there, which is an M6 bolt that goes directly into the pillar metal. I do have that bolt over there, a flat M6 bolt. Then I didn't put anything at the bottom yet. I'm just gonna double check the seals and everything. Probably now I'm just gonna put some open cell foam, a very thin layer, like here all the way around, so it would mate with the actual dash. And later on, I'm gonna put some double-sided sticky tape, because in the beginning I thought maybe put some silicone or whatever, but I think I'm gonna try double-sided sticky tape, and if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If not, then we're gonna try something a bit more different. Basically, it goes in there just like that. Now probably you can see that corner is lifted a tiny bit and it's not totally flat. That's my fabrication mistake. I'm not a professional fabricating. Something like this, I never done it before. Probably I would need like a curve on the wood just for it to go in there. I did try to scoop out quite a lot of wood, especially like here in this area. You can see everything is kind of taken off, just to make sure that over here it would go closer to the dash. But hey, for the first time, I think it's not bad. I did put some black material over there on the actual pillar because I thought that it will be visible, but when you put the pillar on, it's not visible at all. With the pillar, what I did, because you can see it's a weird shape, it wasn't like this before. The pillar used to go totally flat and up, so I just cut it, and it just so happens that I've cut it by hand totally randomly, and that cut was perfect for what I needed to do. That indent, I used a hot air gun. I heat it up because it's plastic. I heat it up until it's soft, and I just literally bend it in, let it cool down, and it stay like that. A little bit of a filler, a little bit of a sanding, and then this on top, and now it matches perfectly. The only thing now that I need to do, I need to redo the headliner because I want it black, just like this one. Probably not the same material, but just black, because now it looks very, very off. My wife doesn't like it, but I'm not gonna try any other like vinyl or anything. I'm not gonna paint it, because to me, is gonna be perfectly fine. So what are we gonna do now after me blabbing for 10-15 minutes? Again, as I mentioned, we're gonna take the impedance graph and then I'm gonna put it in there. We're gonna take another impedance graph and then we're gonna take the RTA and then jump into the laptop and analyze all the measurements and see if we have an improvement and if it's better or I made something worse. Okay, that's impedance graph of left and right. The FS supposed to be 110, which is there. So it is a little bit higher. Again, these drivers are kind of newish. They're not really broken in. And one of them has a little bit lower FS than the other one. One has 118 and the other one 123. So 5 hertz difference. And yes, with this one, we do have quite a few blips here and here. This driver doesn't have the nicest impedance graph, as we know, because it is cheap. It does have a lot of cone breakup happening here, but again, I'm planning to cross it probably below 2K or maybe below, maybe 2.5K. We will see, but this is in free air. Now, let me put them in and let's measure while they're in the dash. Okay, impedance looks okay. So this is left side in free air and in the dash. So in the dash, we're dropping the FS a little bit, but you can see in the high frequencies, there's absolutely no differences between them. So they're same. For the right side, we have exactly the same. In the dash, the FS drops a little bit. We have some peaks, but they are the same on both. So we know that it's not install related. And left and right, yeah, kind of the same. We do have a few little wobbly bobbly things, but again, this is driver related and not the install. So now I know that my install is solid, is good. I didn't put the double-sided sticky tape yet because I want to measure the frequency response and see if we're gonna have any weird stuff happening. So let me do that right now. Okay, I'm gonna do this over the phone because it's just 2 measurements and it's just easier. So nothing really changed from the last time. We have exactly the same on the right side, which is the driver's side on my side. It is a much nicer response, very, very flat, very nice. We just have one little peak here at 737. Not sure why, probably is gonna be a reflection from somewhere, potentially from the windshield, but all the other stuff is kind of okay. A little dip here, which I'm not concerned about it at all. It's a 3K, it's gonna be in the crossover region, but as a full range, it can play, look, without maybe one EQ band just to remove this one, and it will play very, very nice. The left side, which is the passenger side on mine over there, is a little bit wibbly wobbly. Now we do have, that's the thing, it's very difficult to say what is a dip and what is a peak, because if we're going to take a level here to match the top end like that, we can say that this is a peak and this is a second peak. If we take level somewhere here higher, we can say that this is a dip and then it's a drop off. Now, if you look at this side is obviously further away than this side. In the Insignia, I had very, very nice matching responses. In this car, I don't. And this is not going to be install related because I had the same thing last time when I was measuring without the pillar and half empty everything. And it's still exactly the same. So it will have to be location related. So probably we have a reflection from the windshield or from the side that causes either this dip, either these 2 peaks. But if we're going to cut these 2 peaks away and match it like this line, we do have extension all the way up and it will be flat, but we're losing more than 10 dB of level. Both of these responses are taken on the same level, so you can see that the driver side obviously is nicer and we have a bit more top end. This range at 300, that's the thing, it's not a very cancellation because cancellation would be a very sharp low Q dip, whereas this is kind of broad. So I think it's going to respond very nicely to EQ and we will be able to EQ it out. Now, I just did an RTA with moving microphone. I didn't listen to them like properly because it's almost 1 o'clock. I will need to go somewhere, but I will need to further investigate. Is there a resonance or something? But resonance would be picked up in the impedance impedance graph, so it's not I think it's gonna be acoustical problem with my car. However, one thing that I want to point out is that from this location, this is with no high pass filter. They do play down to 120, so on low level, because they have a Q of what, 0.5, I think. If you cross them like 100 or 120, I think they're gonna handle quite a lot of power and they're gonna be quite loud. But crossed at 200, like somewhere here, they're gonna be screaming loud. Again, they're 8 ohm drivers, pro audio drivers, and they do what they do. Actually, let's very quickly take a near field response measurement just to double check if it's an actual location issue or the driver. Okay, there we go. Near field response, just a little bit higher. There we go. So this is both left and right near field response right next to the cone. So you can see both of the drivers measure identical the same, and there is no issues here in this region. So this dip is on both drivers at about 3K, and this shows up very close on the driver's side. On the passenger, it's not really visible. So yeah, this is going to be acoustical issue on the passenger side. I think it's just something has to do with the glass or something. I might experiment a little bit, maybe put literally a towel on the glass or like somewhere around it, make it like almost like in a nest, and just see if it does something like this. But this is acoustical. Now when I'm thinking about it, I did see something similar in the Honda Jazz when we did the pods, and we were trying to aim them a little bit, and I think it was the reflection from the side window. Oh, let me do the measurement with the window open. Okay, no, it doesn't do anything. I just removed this peak a little bit. The bottom end is different because I put a 120 hertz crossover just to listen to music, but this is not affected at all. So it will be to do something with the reflection from the glass there or the dash or something happening there, but it's not the window. Window is totally down and nothing changes. So I'm gonna live with it. It's not a big problem. I think what might actually is happening is that this is an actual massive peak rather than this being a dip, because yeah, the level is there. So I think I have one peak and the other peak, maybe, probably. But in general, we have left and right. They both play full range. So for the time being, I will play them all the way up. I will add this front subwoofer from the last video because you know that it's playing up to 200. So I can easily cross the front subwoofer and literally have a system playing with 3 speakers, 2 in the dash, 1 in the footwell. And then I will be able to build the boot, the infinite baffle subwoofers in the boot, because I want to listen to music while I'm building. I'm happy with the dash install. I'm just gonna make it permanent with double-sided sticky tape. I lost one of the clips for the pillar, so it is coming from AliExpress because I have 3 clips and I need 4, and the dash is gonna be done. What I want you to do is tell me what to do with this. Like, do I leave it like this? Do you like it like this? Because I kind of like it, but I don't want it to be damaged. Or do you think that grill would work? That's the one. That's again, AliExpress. So we have an option. Vote in the comments. This one, which is bare. Then we have an option to put this grill, which I don't like it. It's sticking out too much and it doesn't look good. So that's the grill. Or we can put this one back, which is flat, flush, and like this. I don't know what you think. Vote in the comments and I will see what I decide. Next is gonna be tuning. I will do like a quick daily tune just to have something playing, but bit by bit, slowly, we're getting there. Next is gonna be the subwoofers in the back, the amplifier rack and everything, and I will put the tweeters in the sail panels here, right next to the mid-range. That's the plan. So I will be running an extra wire, actually extra few wires through this. I think I have a very good plan. I will show you, because I need run a wire for the tweeter. I do have a 360 camera for this head unit, so I will need to run the camera in the mirror, so that needs a wire, and I want some LEDs on the door card, so that's power wire as well. But that's in the future. For now, oh, I need to put these ones because it looks a bit ugly. For now, I need to bounce. I need to get somewhere. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.